Hello, Groovesters. David Lemon here for GrooveLemonAid number 59. We're very close to that 60 mark. Just one more to go. So I'm here today. Today is, let's see, December the 3rd. December the 3rd, we're approaching the holiday season, and some of you may be preparing for some Christmas launches or Christmas promotions, or even New Year's promotions, or New Year's resolution launch or something like that. There's a lot of people I saw that are in the fitness niche or the make money niche, and those are good ways to make money for these New Year's resolutions. So if you haven't thought about it, I would suggest maybe looking into launching some special promotions for those events or for those times. Let's say it like that. Anyway, I'm here to answer your questions. I saw already a couple of questions were asked in the Facebook group. I'm going to start there. But as always, I always do a short intro and short explanation of what's happening with the platforms and in terms of development, and any new gold nuggets to share with you. So if you are wondering what's the story with GrooveMember and in what is the plan of its launch, the last date that we were kind of told from the devs was December 10th, and today I got an update that December 10th is looking good, and they are confident that we can make that date. Some of the things that they're working on is basically connecting the backend of GrooveMember version 2 that you basically have access to, where you can set up your memberships and sites and images and videos and things like that, and also the GrooveMember.net version that your users will see. I was told that the custom login pages won't go live immediately when we launch. Not launch, but when we say that GrooveMember can be kind of sold, or you can get access to your users to your membership. In that moment, we will not still have login pages, and it may also be that we may not have the drip feed, but both of these are being worked on, and it's just that in order to kind of achieve the 10th of December, some of these things will just need to kind of fall off the update release or the actual launch release, and those will be added in there once the tests and all the development has been finalized. So I don't expect those to be delayed a lot, but yeah, happy news. So basically by the next week, this time, most probably we'll be able to play with different access levels and allow our members to access the newer version of GrooveMember. Woo! So yeah, good news on that. Let's see. GrooveSell is having a new functionality released within the next couple of days. I actually saw a short demo of it. Some of you may be happy with that. The functionality is I don't know what we actually will have in the, I forgot what we will have in the UI of the software, but it's basically the functionality so that your visitors or your customers decide the price that they want to pay, like pay as much as you want, or pay your own price or something like that for the different products. So you may set up the minimum price that you allow, and then basically there will be an input field on the checkout page, and your customers will be able to pay whatever they want. This will be good for those people that are running kind of non-profit foundations or charities or things like that, where you actually allow people to give more than what you set up as a pricing package or a set price. We'll call this dynamic pricing, and it has been created. There's just a couple of tests being done. Anytime there is a payment related change or an update or something that is basically within GrooveSell that can cause issues, we do triple checks and even check 4 or 5 times so that everything kind of is working well without any kind of issues. So that's a fun change. Partner contracts are also being expanded with some extra functionalities. We're adding on the options um, to ask the partners to approve not only the main contract itself, but also the changes. So your partner contracts will need to be approved by all of the partners, and also in case you do any kind of changes, those will need to be approved as well. The partners will be getting automatic emails so that they are aware of the changes, that and also that they need to approve it in order for the partner contract to be updated. And we are also going to be working on a new analytics for the tracking links. We do have tracking links where you can add in your different tracking parameters and things like that, but there's no way in the UI to actually see on where the customers are coming from, for example, or which link was clicked the most and things like that. Basically just basic analytics for different parameters that we allow within the tracking links. On top of that, GroovePages is getting some more fixes. Within these couple of days, we have found some of the things that worked previously just with the latest deployments got changed in some sort of way. With the release of mega menus, the navigation menu is now having some difficulty in activating in certain cases, and those are getting fixed. We are also doing some other changes and additions. For example, one of the interesting things is that since I started in Groove, or since I actually purchased Groove myself, I've seen people asking to be able to modify the body of the section. You know, when you go into GroovePages and then you have the actual canvas in front of you, and at the bottom you have the breadcrumbs. There is a one that is saying body that cannot be clicked. You cannot click on it and do certain changes in it. But if that would be clickable, you could set up a background and kind of have one color or one image to be a background and everything else to scroll on top of that. Now we will have those changes as well, and it's pretty cool. What else? The SEO menu, I had a full-on conversation with the lead dev. We are working on the SEO menu. We will have, let me just read to you what we talked about. It may not be that they are all coming at the same time, but this is something that we are thinking about in terms of that. So we'll have an SEO menu specifically inside the sidebar of GroovePages, with each page having its own settings. We'll be doing word count. We will do link count for unique links and also in the links in total. We will be checking if there is a metadata added on or not. We'll also be adding on schema markup. We are going to be working on automated schema markup. Adding on options to index or not index the page. We'll do some keyword tracking. Basically, in the metadata, you set up your keywords, and we'll be checking if those keywords are being added on the page. We'll also be checking the image alt text. So alt text, so that basically you know if your image has been properly optimized with these alt tags on your images. What else? H1, H2, H3, and basically heading checker. If you have multiple H1s or something like that, that may cause some issues with ranking, and we don't want that on your side. So that's being added as well. A reminder of friendly URLs and open graph settings will be added on this SEO toolbar as well. So these are just some of the things. We'll be expanding it more in the future with different page speed insights, checkers, and things like that. But at this moment, we just want to make sure that we do our own part from the code first, so that you can do something with those SEO and page speed results. For example, now if you would track some of the results with page speed, you wouldn't be able to action them because some of those things are code based. So it's basically saying to reduce some JavaScript and whatnot, and those you cannot change. Those need to be done first in the in the backend of the platform, and that's what we are focusing first. And then we'll be adding on this page speed insights and checks dynamically on the builder. So that's exciting. Yeah, all right. GrooveKart will have couple of updates shortly. The team is working on the themes settings and also on the installments and the subscriptions. That's the first things that will be kind of major release for GrooveKart. And what else? GrooveWebinar is getting improved every day. We're making sure that we can run our launch on GrooveWebinars. We integrated it with GrooveMail now, and we're doing some certain changes with responsiveness of the different pages and also the embeds. We're working on making the video play and the player lighter for those visitors when they log in to see your webinars. We're doing changes for the chat and the notification settings and the question boxes and things like that. So a lot of different updates for all the platforms. All right, I'm going to be starting answering the questions because I could go on for hours on here, just mentioning what's happening with the dev team and the developments of the platform. But that's not why we are here. We're here to actually answer your questions. But I'm pretty confident there is some of you that love to hear these changes. I know I would if I would not be involved directly with the development. So I just want to kind of keep up the good mood. I did see some pessimist people commenting inside the group that it's disappointing that we have delays and that it's looking spammy even and whatnot. But I just think that those people are looking like this, like very focused on one specific feature, maybe one specific outcome. But if you have a look at the whole wider goal of what Groove is trying to reach, in 2 years, what we achieved, and in 10 years, just imagine where we will be. So you are in for the ride. If you are watching, you most probably have a lifetime deal already secured under your belt. So we are working super hard, and most of our staff didn't even have any holidays for summer or Thanksgiving or anything really. So just taking this in consideration, we're just plowing through all of the requests and bug fixes and everything. So just be mindful, these are people working on that. If you call us scammy, that's not nice to hear. You wouldn't want somebody to call you that as well. So please just keep in mind, we are all human working towards the same goal. All right. I'm going to share my screen, and we'll start with the questions that came in here on the Facebook comments first, and then we'll go over shift onto the live chat, and then I'm going to answer your questions there. All right. David Miller says, my domain is registered with Bluehost and has been connected with GroovePages successfully. My hosting subscription has ended with Bluehost, so I'm now using Cloudflare to manage the DNS for email purposes, which are received by my Zoho mail. All good, except to manage in Cloudflare. They directed me to change the name servers to Joule and West, which means that GroovePages no longer connects. Any solutions, please? David, this means that you just need to follow the guide of connecting Groove on a legacy setup. So whenever you are in your Groove account, go into your accounts, domains, and wherever you're adding a domain, you can follow this legacy domain setup. You could also search for a video on the legacy domain setup on YouTube, or there is also within your whenever you're editing a page, for example, inside GroovePages, inside the publishing settings, there's a help desk article, publishing help. You can see it here behind my big head. If you click publishing help, here you can see how to add a custom domain, connect domain to Groove using legacy setup. So if you follow this legacy setup, this is how you can learn, or this is basically what you need to do in order to manage the domains through Cloudflare. So this is the same system we had previously, but now with some extra functionalities in the domains. You'll just need to manage parts of it inside Groove and parts of it inside inside Cloudflare. So please have a look at this video. It's going to help you find the answer. If you don't want to go through all this, just type in legacy domain inside YouTube, just Groove legacy domain, and you're going to get this video. It's going to explain you what you need to do in order to kind of connect your domain. Actually, I'm going to just link this over to your question so you can see it. Hopefully it doesn't come out as rude, just me leaving the link there. So David, hopefully you're watching as well. Okay, I've come over to this side. Anthony has a question. I have been playing around with the new mega menu and noticed the discrepancy between the version in the builder and the live version. I was wondering if you could let me know if there is a setting that I could use to fix it. See screenshots attached. I have drawn a red line to indicate the issue. The mega menu is one of the ones that Groove provided. I have just changed the icon and text, obviously. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so in certain cases it is good. This is probably the builder, and this is on the live, I'm guessing. So some of the changes happen over here. They get kind of indented for some reason. For this one, we would need to double check your account specifically, Anthony. There may be some sizing options that we need to kind of moderate, or also the container. So these are buttons. These are button elements. Maybe the container that the button was put into has some changes. Not sure why it doesn't show up in the builder and why it shows differently, but please reach out to our support with your site ID, and we can look into the specific settings that could be causing these issues. For now, I wouldn't be able to point you in the right direction, unfortunately, because I would need to log in and see everything, but the Groove support would be able to handle that for you. Ahmed has a question. We have Ali Connect and GrooveKart. As you know, AliExpress is the middleman of Alibaba, but Alibaba offers single product sale and it's much more cheaper than AliExpress, and it also offers drop shipping as AliExpress. Is it possible to have Alibaba drop shipping integration as well? Ahmed, that's a great question, but that's a feature request. I'm probably confident that that can be done, but it's just a question of how many people want it. Less and less people are using AliExpress and basically drop shipping from those companies because the shipping and basically the fulfillment time is very long. For some countries where you're actually delivering to Asian parts of the world, the shipping is pretty fast, so you may want that. But at this moment, I would just mention that if you go into our feature request portal and you request this as an integration for GrooveKart, we could see how many people actually want this, and then we can act on top of that feedback. At this moment, I would probably think that it's possible because I've seen others do it as well. I just don't know how useful it would be for the users. Brian Dunn, how are things looking for the SEO module? I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to need to plan on setting up the Cloudflare page rule workaround on my sitemap, since I'm expecting to go live in 2 weeks, in less than 2 weeks. So the SEO module is looking good. The sitemaps and the robots are actually being retested. We found something with publishing that didn't work out, so now we're testing it out. It is as soon as it has been properly managed so that it doesn't cause any publishing issues, we're going to be releasing it. I do not have an ETA, but within the next couple of days. This is something that can cause issues with publishing, so we just want to fully test it out. So yeah. And the rest of the SEO modules that I mentioned earlier, that's going to be coming in the near future. I do not have an ETA on top of that as well. It's just how we work with GroovePages is we release something, or basically we work on the development, we test it out as much as we can, and then release it. Then we get feedback from you guys on things that we couldn't have figured out on test servers, because different users have different setups on their site, have used a different way of creating pages, use different codes and things like that. We cannot find in our test, even if we would go through million hours. So it's faster and easier if you guys do the checks, and then we can basically fix the things that you found. And whenever we release like a major release, what we had currently, there will be feedback, and then there is going to be bug fixes as well. So the team that was working on the SEO will also be working on the bug fixes as a priority. So it's the shifting of the priority as we go along. So hopefully you understand, things can get delayed even when I mentioned them like a month ago on these Q&As, just because of these priority shifts in between fixes and improvements and new features. Paul has a question over here. Hi, David. Can you show how to view your Groove affiliates you have collected, please? I thought you did this via GrooveSell reporting, then filter to Groove, but I just seem to get the wheel of death when I try this. Not sure what do you mean the wheel of death, but when you are selling your own products, let me just see how to view your affiliates, your Groove affiliates. So not sure if you're talking about your affiliates for your product or the affiliates that you kind of referred to Groove. If you're looking to see your affiliates for your product, you use GrooveSell. Okay, so GrooveSell is handling the actual setup when you are selling the product. So in order to see your affiliates, you come over here to manage affiliates. Basically, you click this hand icon, manage affiliates and payouts, and basically that's it. You can also see the second tier affiliates by clicking the manage second tier affiliates. That's basically it. I don't have any on this account because this is just for testing. If you are an affiliate for Groove, for example, you click over here to switch to an affiliate mode. So you're not selling the product yourself, but you're just promoting the product. In that case, you can come over here to reporting, and then let me see, promotions, and then you can see the signups over here. So let's just see the dashboard. And okay, so this is sorry, let me just have a look. I didn't do that for quite some time now. So promotions and links. Here it should be in the reporting. I made a mistake. So then you actually look back in time, and then you'll see the actual reporting for affiliates. Yeah, so you will see the affiliates for everything that you're promoting over here. I have promoted a lot of different things, as you can see here, but you can filter out the different products that you are promoting. You can click over here to vendor and turn on Mike Filsame. Mike Filsame is the product owner, vendor of Groove. So in case you would like to see only the Groove related promotions, then you can turn this on and apply filters. And then you can see all of the kind of the customers that purchased or that signed up through you. You can also see the assists over here, and you can see the sub affiliates. Let me see. So this is for transactions only. Let me see how to actually there is a way to export your affiliates. I did a full training on that, but I just don't remember fully anymore. Let me just look through it. Sub-affiliates, transactions, cancellations, refunds. I'm going mental now. I still think that this is over here. This is for when you, yeah. So the zero, I was correct. So for the zero transaction is when somebody signed up for a free account, but it's the same place, the successful transaction when somebody purchased as well. So this is where you can turn on turn on or turn off the free transactions and see who actually signed up for a free account or who signed up for a paid account. So sorry about this confusion. Basically, let me just confirm one more time. If you're looking for to see who signed up under your affiliate link, you can come over here to affiliate, reporting, and then transactions. Okay, let's turn this off. Transactions, and then you'll see the actual price. The zero price is a free sign up for your affiliate link. And if you have any kind of payment over here, that means that somebody paid for an upgrade through your affiliate link. Sorry. All right. Let's just move on to the next question. Considering that GrooveMail is still DOA, not sure what that means. Dead or alive, could be DOA, not sure. Could be more definitions. Let's just say dead or alive. I'm not sure how that relates. Can we get some way to use Encharge with GroovePages? Someone asked for this integration 35 weeks ago, and you said not to worry, as GrooveMail will be able to do all that Encharge can do. I'm not interested in paying for any service to get GrooveMail to work or other band-aids when I have unlimited sends with Encharge for a large mailing list. All I care about at this point is basic website and the ability to use my email autoresponder. Encharge probably offers a form, so just embed a form on your site. At this moment, that's all you need if you want to use Encharge. You could also use webhooks through GroovePages. So you basically create a page, and on the page you create a form, or just take a form that is already created from a template. Let me just see. If you come into Pages and select a page template that has a form on it already, let's just say this one, you can use webhooks to connect all that together. So you come over here, you select the form container, you click between the form fields somewhere, and you, instead of integration, you choose post. And then using this one, you can integrate Encharge. You can use Zapier, you can use Publi, you can use anything really to use Encharge. But the easiest way would be to actually go to Encharge.io and create a form, put it on your page, and that's it. Let's just see. They probably offer that. I mean, they wouldn't be a serious company if they don't allow forms. Let's just see. User segments, transactional, free email verification, flow builder, broadcast. Anyway, I'm pretty confident that they have forms as well. So just embed the form on there, and then you're good to go. You shouldn't be worried about email sends because you have a solution. I just told you two options right now. There is more options. If you go into the code, you could actually, without webhooks over here, you could just manage the form from Encharge to have the same elements, attributes over here, so that it's going to communicate with the Encharge form. That is also an option. That's what others are doing for other third-party email service providers as well. All right. I can't get the live to work on Facebook. Rosemary, sure, I have quite a lot of people watching over here from Facebook, so maybe try refreshing. Hopefully you figured it out. Already, I believe we are good with these questions. I'm going to jump over to the questions from the live stream. Oops, not this one. Hi, David. I can't wait to see one more Q&A session to learn more. You're doing an incredible job. Thanks for that. My pleasure, Gilmore. I appreciate you being here and learning. Brent has a question. This is general Q&A. Could you please explain how to use subfolders with custom domain in GroovePages? Absolutely, Brent. So if you are using, if you're using domains on Groove, you most probably have a custom domain connected to GroovePages. Now, if you decide that you want to create another site with subdomain, then you can just come over here, create a subdomain by clicking this plus icon and just saying help, for example. If you type in help here, that's going to mean that it's going to create help.yourdomain.com or your domain as an extension. So this word is going to be the name of the subdomain. So once you're done, you just click this, and then you have help.grooveassist.com. I actually created this help subdomain. Now I'm good with that. I can go over here to a page, and I can go into GroovePages. Actually, I have it here. So I can go into GroovePages and now publish completely separate site onto a subdomain just by selecting the main domain and then selecting subdomains instead of a root domain. And then over here, I just select help, and basically I can publish this complete new website on that subdomain specifically. So you can create as many subdomains as you want through Groove. You can use that for specific site, for a specific project, for a specific funnel, for anything that you really want. You can create a Black Friday promo where you say blackfriday.yourdomain.com and then have all of the assets on there. You could just use it in a different type of way. If you're doing this with the legacy domain setup, which means that you didn't connect the domain directly to Groove, then once you created a subdomain, you will need to go through your DNS management platform, would it be Cloudflare or anything else, and create a CNAME for this subdomain. So CNAME would be help. You type in the name help, and then it would redirect over to hosting.groovepages.com. It's complicated. I explain it fully in this legacy domain setup email video, so you can have a look to this. But that's basically it. It's nothing complicated. It's just coming into the domain setup, creating a subdomain, and using it for your pages, for your sites. Hopefully that helps. If you have any more further questions, of course, I'm happy to answer them. Terry has a question. Hello, David. I'm trying to understand how the page tab works at the top of my site. Homepage redirects to the intended page when clicked. They worked before, but now they don't. I believe this is the navigation issue. That's something that I mentioned earlier that we found when we did some improvements to the mega menu. Some of those menu elements in certain sites stopped working. Terry, this is something we are fixing as a priority. And it shouldn't be long until this is fixed, most probably within the next couple of days. Walk us through. Hey, David, Francine here. Hope you and your family are well. Thank you very much. Question on pop-ups. Please show us how to integrate a pop-up with GrooveMail to become a lead. Thanks as always. Perfect. So Francine, I can show you very easily. Whenever you're using a pop-up over here, I'm just going to create a pop-up. At this moment, we added on the regular GroovePages form. The reason is because more people use external services right now than GrooveMail, and that's going to change soon. And then we will be able to manage this differently. But at this moment, this form that you see on here, this is a regular GroovePages form, which you can easily integrate with integrations like MailChimp or Aweber or ActiveCampaign or other things like that. If you would like GrooveMail, you would just need to come into the Elements tab and just drag out a GrooveMail form over here. Okay, or here, anywhere really. A GrooveMail form, and then you select the GrooveMail form that you prefer to have. Let's just see. Maybe this one. I'm going to leave the thank you redirect link as none. Okay, so now we have two form fields on this one, and in the template we only had your email. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave it like this. So what this allows us to do is actually to kind of modify the whole GrooveMail form. So I can come into the sizing, and I can say I want the width to be 100%. This kind of makes the whole width the same as on the template. Then the form fields, the actual box where you type in the email and the first name. Over here on the template, it's a little bit taller, and also it has straight edges. So I'm going to make it taller using the spacing option. Something like 4 or 5. Let's just see, 4. Let's do 5. Something like this. And I'm going to go into the border and make it not round. Okay, so immediately we can see that it looks a little bit more like this. So let's just do the same thing for the first name form field. So I go into spacing, I select the padding, the top and bottom padding, and I set it up to be 5. Okay, and then I go into border and I just remove any kind of corners. So now I have created 2 square form fields. This one has a light gray text, so I'm going to adjust that one as well. Not the stroke color, but the actual, oh, here we go. The color of this one is light gray, something like this, and then the text over here has also light gray. There we go. So now we have created the input fields to be the same. We can now come over here to the button. We'll do just a spacing, something like, let's do 15. That looks good. I'm going to just rename it to subscribe. Okay. There we go, subscribe. And I'm going to just change the background of it to blue. All right, so now that I did that, I can actually delete this whole container that was on the template, and now I have created a new template with a GrooveMail form. If this is what you want to achieve, you can of course design these yourself. But this is now what you achieved, is that the whole GrooveMail form is connected to the whole pop-up is connected to GrooveMail form, and it looks identical as what it was on the template, except we now have just extra form fields. So that's basically how I would do it and how we do it. If you just want to switch it, I know it's a little bit more manual work right now. We will have an integration as you select Aweber and Active Campaign and things like that. You will have also an option to connect it to GrooveMail. At this moment, we just don't have that yet. That's going to be worked on next year. But at this moment, if you want, you can change that. So don't forget the hover color. There we go. So now basically we have an identical form as it was. I'm going to save it, and then you are good to go. Hopefully that helps. Let's move on to the next question. On the December 10th launch, just to clarify, that is when users will be able to use version 2 memberships. Can you explain how they'll log in if the new login might not be finished? Oh no, the login will be finished, but it's not going to be the designed that you can actually set up your own login pages. Let me just show you, Brian. So the December 10th is when you can make the GrooveMember version 2 memberships live, basically allow registrations and allow users to come in. But what I was mentioning about your login pages is that at a certain time when we go live, you'll have the option to manage your own login pages. And let me see where that is in here. Here we go. So inside the membership site where you can customize it, you'll be able to have specific login page templates so that you actually design it yourself. Like for example, the colors and the logo and the text on it. And also you can see here there's an image on the right hand side. There's an image you'll be able to modify in the background of the form, and then there will be a blank one. So for the first, when we go live, we will not have these options and the customizations of these login pages. We'll still have, I believe, this one maybe, where it's just a system generated login page, but it's not going to allow you customizations. And then what we currently have on groove.cm, you'll be able to do certain things like that, like show ads, for example, and things like that. We will not allow immediately when we go live these ones, but that's going to be coming soon after we make the memberships live. That's what I meant with these login pages. Of course, we will allow people to log in. Whoa, just popped in. Did you say GrooveMember will be available to be published next week? Yes, that's correct. Good morning, David. Question: could you please demonstrate the easiest way to add a table of contents to a page in GroovePages? Could that be an element in the future? That could be an element in the future, but I see this more in GrooveBlog, not in GroovePages. In GroovePages, we do not have that automatic adjustments. When you create an element, everything needs to be manually adjusted. But when you have a blogging platform like GrooveBlog that can do certain aspects of the tasks, it can do it dynamically. and I believe that's more for GrooveBlog. So that's how I see it. So you can go into the feature request portal and request this functionality, but we will consider this as GrooveBlog because more people will be doing blogs where they need a table of content um, dynamically than in GroovePages. If you need a table of content, you can create it yourself with elements already. Just drop in a list container and put in the different text elements, and then maybe a link to a block section below that you can already do. Sebastian Schaefer hey David, has a question. First of all, congrats on the recent updates on GroovePages. One thing that's still keeping me away from fully moving is missing side-wide menus. Sebastian, that's the next big, and there was a couple of questions on that inside the group as well. This is the next big thing that we are planning to achieve. It requires the builder to be more clean, let's say it like that. So that's something that we will be probably tackling in the next year, very early in the next year, because it requires a lot of dev and a lot of specific attention to details, and that's something that we, with the upcoming launch, we don't want to start tackling. So early next year we're going to be adding this on. We didn't forget that. We want it for ourselves as well, believe me, with the groove.cm site having 100 and more pages. Believe us, we know how stressful it is to actually work with it, but that's going to be possible. I do not have a clear ETA. We just have it planned for now. Fairly low. Hey David, can you demonstrate how to share a funnel with another Groove users? We both have free membership at moment. Fairly, I'm going to show you, but there is a limit to what you can do with the free account. I'm going to show you the limits first, and then I'm going to demonstrate how to create a share link. If you go to groovefunnels.com, funnels.com/packages. Okay, in groovefunnels.com/packages, this is where you can see the different limits a free users and a lifetime paid users have. So considering GroovePages, share funnels, you can create one share funnel on a free account. Okay, you can create one share link, and you can receive 5 shared funnels. But you can actually receive 3 share funnels because you have 3 sites. So if you receive the share funnel and you kind of maybe save the blocks or save the page as a template, and then you delete that site, then you can receive 2 more. So that's how it works currently. So hopefully you understand that that if you upgrade, there are no limits at all. So maybe that's something you may want to do. If you would like to go and share a funnel, that's done inside the site settings, and then we have a share site options. At this moment, we have share site only. We will have share pages and share a full funnel folder. That's coming soon as well. For now, you can share a whole site with all pages, with all funnels inside. Once you're here, you click on the add button, and that directly generates a link. You just share this link with the user, and basically once they are logged in, they click on the link. This will get a site imported into their account. Now, in certain cases, this link doesn't work when shared over Facebook or other platforms that add on some tracking parameters. Let me just show you what I mean by that. If I copy this link, and you can see this link over here, facebook.com/groups/da, and ending with 233 /. If I just copy this link from Facebook, and if I paste it in again, it adds on a lot of different tracking parameters. So this is the link that we saw earlier. But Facebook adds on a bunch more information on the link. And this happens with the share links as well. And then if you share your link through Facebook or another platform that adds on all of this, let's just call it junk, it's not going to import. Fortunately, if you would like to share your share links or share links on Facebook, I would suggest you shortening your share links with Bitly, Cutly, Switchy, or any kind of URL shortener. I use Cutly very often, cut.ly. They're good, powerful, and fast. Basically, I just put in the share link is here. So copy, paste it in here, shorten, and that link, when you share, then it's going to be able to, you'll be able to share that over Facebook and other platforms that that give you this extra, let's call it junk on the link. Hopefully that helps. If you were having any issues with share links, that may be because of your limits have been passed already. Can we open a pop-up from the mega menu? You can put a link on the mega menu to open a pop-up, but you cannot kind of click a menu item and then that will that opens. Actually, you can do that as well. So if you just, I do not understand this question fully. I may be confusing it with what I mean it means. So if you have a page that has a menu on it with a certain menu items, let's just see, maybe this. If you want, for example, click on the home to drop down a mega menu and then one of those elements to open a pop-up, that I believe is possible. You just need to link the element on the mega menu to a pop-up. If you want to add on something here that will open a pop-up, then you can just add an external link and then link it to a pop-up here. Let's just test it out. It should work. So I'm just going to see Google. Okay. And not sure if this is going to work on the preview, but let's see. Yeah. So the menu in the navigation can open a pop-up and should be the same situation when you are doing the mega menu. Let's actually test it out together. Edit mega menu. I'm going to just add on mega menu. Let's just use this. And let's just link the get started button over to a pop-up. And maybe even this. Or actually, we can now do the containers. So we can link the whole container to the pop-up. So this whole element gets added. Save and exit. I believe we'll need to publish it out so that we can see it. So let's just do that very quick. Let's publish it to a subdomain. I actually haven't tried that either before. We'll see how it works. Maybe Kevin, you're asking sneakily because it doesn't work. Not sure. We'll check it out. Okay, we're publishing a new site onto a subdomain, so it takes a bit of time. Let's see, let's reload. There we go. So I believe I linked the page 1. Okay. I don't think I have anything on the home page. Let's see. Page -1. Okay, and now I have here get started. Okay, so that may be the thing that you're asking why it doesn't actually fire. Let's see one more time. Yeah, it seems to not open up. Let's just check one more thing. Can we actually do it on a different URL? I was testing this out the other day. Everything was working. I didn't test the pop-ups though. Let's click save. I wouldn't say I was testing. I was playing with it. All right, let's publish it out. Okay, let me just go over here. Okay, loads of questions coming in. Okay, there we go. I haven't been able to get pop-up to open from the link in the mega menu. I was sincerely asking about the pop because I didn't want to assume it should work. It hasn't worked for me, and I wasn't sure if it has been meant to be functional. I mean, it was meant to be functional, Kevin. We'll need to look into this if it doesn't work. Of course, it needs to work. If there's a menu for it, then it should work. Let's just check this. Okay, so the link works, but pop-ups don't work. We'll need to look into it. All right, let's move on. Okay, I just lost the questions now. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So the next question is, I have a friend from England that asked me what kind of payment gateway or method she can use to collect her payment in Groove, as they didn't allow her to use GroovePay, PayPal, Stripe. She wants to sell CBD oil for natural menopause remedy. The product is the issue why most payment gateways don't allow that. Any type of CBD or kind of marijuana or things like that, these are risky products. Or maybe not even marijuana, but THC and CBD and things like that. These are considered risky. I do not know why specifically, maybe because they are kind of a high refund products. In certain cases, they promise a certain outcome, and the credit card companies and the payment gateways don't want to stand behind the promises. So that's why they don't allow these types of products, and that's normal. That's just how it works, unfortunately. We do have certain countries where CBD is allowed for GroovePay. So not sure if you've been in contact with GroovePay or not, but we have a certain criteria or where we can and we cannot allow these types of products. So if you've been in contact with them, unfortunately, I'm not going to be of a lot of help, but you can just Google CBD friendly payment gateways. You'll be able to look into what are the options out there, but those would probably not directly integrate with GrooveSell or GrooveKart. In those cases, you can just link to a checkout on those payment gateways directly, or just put a button for paying with that payment gateway. You wouldn't be able to kind of handle the whole procedure of checkout with GrooveSell or GrooveKart. Unfortunately, these are just the setups that we have currently, and these risky products just don't have a lot of payment gateways available, unfortunately. How to connect RazorPay payment gateway into GrooveKart or GroovePages? The same way I just explained. RazorPay is not a direct integration to Groove yet. We will have RazorPay. I heard from the dev team that that's coming when the what's it called? The wallet is going to be developed. So GrooveSell will have a wallet, and that's going to allow more connections to different payment gateways. RazorPay, and we have a couple more: Molly for Europe, RazorPay for the Asian countries, and there was one more for South Africa. Those are already planned to be integrated, but at this moment we just don't have that. So the same way as I explained with RazorPay, you can create a button most probably, and you can sell the products directly from RazorPay. So it's not going to go through GrooveSell. That will not allow you to do different affiliate promotions and things like that. But unfortunately, this is how it works right now. We just don't integrate with them. In GrooveVideo, how do I fix the CTA banner pop-up on the video from being hidden by the settings bar? At this moment, you would just need to hide the settings bar or not use a CTA at this moment. You can use always a CTA below the video. This is a fix we'll need to do, but at this moment, hiding the settings, hiding the play bar is the solution, or the workaround, to say it like that. Tell the dev team that we really appreciate the SEO features. Yep, we will. I love the new mega menu. Can it be the primary nav menu across my whole site? How do I reuse it on each page? Do I need to save it as a block and drag it somehow? No, it basically is attached to a page. So when you set up a mega menu, it is attached to a page. It's not attached to a block. So as you can see, the mega menu is set over here. And if you have something in the primary navigation, whatever design you add on your pages, whatever type of navigations, for example, on the previous one I have a blue one, now I will add on here a black one. All of the designs will have the actual drop down because the mega menu is tied to a page, not to a block. So you basically set up once, and you will see here now we have an icon showing that the page contains a mega menu. The mega menu is tied to a page. So this is why you will not need to save your blocks. You will not need to do any sort of setup. You basically set up a mega menu, decide which device you want to show it on, and then it's going to run for you on your whole website. All right. Hey buddy, I just finished importing my list from another provider. Awesome that we're moving ahead. When can we expect full functioning to send to our list? Full function to send. You can already send to your list, choose SMTPs. Oh, by the way, SMTP on that topic. Let me just show you here something. I believe you're talking about the SMTP from Groove, and that's being worked on. We'll start from scratch with the mail warming procedure that you guys will be receiving, and then once we're past that, we're going to enable it slowly for everybody. So on the topic of the SMTPs, now when you're creating a sender, Amazon SES is now available. I'm going to do a video, and then we'll have a video on all of this, but we have written out the steps on how to do it so far. So in case you would like to use Amazon SES, you can read the instructions over here. I'm going to still do a video so that it is helpful. We have a video guide on the SendGrid, and similarly we will have that for Amazon SES. But until now, you have Amazon SES. All right. Ferilith, hey there, thanks so much. Do I need to publish the site before I can share? I only have my custom domain that my website is published to. You don't need to. You don't need to publish a site before actually sharing it out. So that should work without being published. Hello, Mr. Fabulous. That's you, David. Oh, thank you very much. I optimized the mobile view on a client's page. It looks great on desktop, but has bouncy side scroll on my actual mobile. I've seen it on some others too. That's most probably because you have added some spacing on the sides and different elements. Go through the different options that you have on your mobile, and see if you have any kind of side margins or side padding that could go out of the boundaries of the screen. That would help. I love to hear them. I believe Joanne is talking about the updates that I'm giving every time. I love to hear them as well. Varun has a question. Is it possible to restrict and manage the device login in GrooveMembers? I mean, can I manage the multiple device login? At this moment, no, Varun. It's basically a restriction only with username and or email and password. We will be adding in more security features in the future, but at this moment, we are just focusing on really having the content being shown with the new version. Okay, when will GrooveMember 2.0 be out of Sandbox? We are going to allow it for the phase 2, as I mentioned. Phase 1, the builder to work. Phase 2, the actual builder and allowing users to come in. And the phase 3 is the different access types with drip feed and custom access types and all the other options. Phase 2 is going to be available in next week by 10th of December. That is the goal, to have it ready and available. Will GrooveKart integrate with GrooveMember soon so that we can add the person to a membership when it's sold on GrooveKart? Yes, that's something I mentioned earlier. Actually, I didn't, so I wanted to mention it. GrooveMail is coming close to finalizing the. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Whenever you go into your contacts and then you click on a specific contact, for example, this one, over here, you see the activity, and this is the activity log that is going to record each and every move from basically each and every activity for one specific contact within Groove. So this is something that we are developing right now, and this is going to be the connection to each and every app. When the UI and the functionality is out, we'll go into each and every app and connect everything to GrooveMail. So this functionality will very closely tie in with automations, and you'll be able to do certain automations. If somebody clicked on a specific link, or if somebody watched a video, then do another action in a different app, for example. So this is the actual core of when we said everything will be directly integrated with each other. GrooveVideo, the form on the GrooveVideo player, that's also going to be tied into this activity log. The different options, like for example, filling out the GroovePages form, that's also going to be tied into this activity log. So once this is out, then we'll have a direct integration between every module of the app, and it's going to mean that we can do all sorts of magical things within the different apps. All right, thank you, David. I appreciate team's hard work. Will GrooveKart soon have affiliate capability? Yes, that's the plan for next year. So at this moment, we already started working on it, but very early next year we'll be having that functionality. It's first we thought it's going to be connected to Groove Affiliate so that you can actually see all of the affiliate programs there, and then you can manage the different customers and things like that. But we are going a different route now. We will have a specific GrooveKart only affiliate management system where you can go in and set up the different products that you want to promote, different commissions for different customers and things like that. So that's kind of a major thing that's getting developed, and that's going to be somewhere early next year. People are wanting the leaves in the tree before the roots. Every great thing takes time, and I agree with you, but some people just don't fully understand it. Hey Lemon, thanks for all these useful trainings you are giving. I wish to know two things. First, when I purchased Lifetime Deal, there was a Groove Pipes CRM as well, but I don't hear about it. So Ramji, this is probably because we postponed GroovePipe. It's not canceled. So GroovePipe is going to be an app that's going to be developed. But first, we wanted to do the core: GrooveMail, GrooveSell, GroovePages, GrooveMember, GrooveWebinars, GrooveVideo, GrooveBlog. I may be missing something, but nobody purchases Groove because of the actual GroovePipe. That's something that we just added on this year somewhere in a webinar. Mike mentioned it, but that was not the plan from the beginning. That's good to have, but it's not necessary for what we are actually creating. It is a good to have to connect with all of these platforms, to have a proper CRM and be able to follow leads steps within the sales process. But that's just something that we added on top of what we already promised, and this is how it's going to be prioritized as well. It's going to come at a later stage. First, we want to do the core apps that we promised. Yeah, perfect. And my second question is that since 5-6 months, I'm writing again and again to affiliate team and support for my commission release, but no response so far. Can you suggest some alternative? Ramji, not sure what the issue is. There may be something like you need 2 sales to have the commissions. There may be something that you didn't do, like connect your tax information or the payment where you can accept the payment. I don't know, but try to reach out to them again. There's nothing much that I could do because I do not know your case. Is there a way to use a webhook with a GrooveMail form? For example, I want to add the data from a form to Google Sheet as well as capture the information into GrooveMail. You cannot send information into GrooveMail at this moment. That's something that is available, but that's something that we are still blocking because of this. Contact imports is still being slowly released. Once we have that, once we know how people are using the contact imports and things like that, and we know that they are not abusing it, we are going to slowly release the webhooks and basically receiving information to GrooveMail through Zapier and webhooks and systems like that. At this moment, it is purposely blocked so that we don't have issues later on. I do strongly believe that Groove is not doing intentionally. Not sure what this should mean. Hello, David. Question. As you notified me a month ago that you will be adding Thai baht currency on GrooveSell and GrooveKart soon, I still haven't seen it. When will Thai currency be added in both apps? It is on the request, but different priorities came into place. The devs have it on to-do list. I do not have an ET, unfortunately. I communicate things to the devs, but I'm not the only one. So they put a list together with some more priority tasks, some lesser priority tasks, and they go with that. As soon as it is out, I'm going to inform you guys. GrooveKart does not work as GrooveSell does, so GrooveKart you should already have Thai baht in there. Can you show me how to make sure my affiliates receive their payments? Is it automatic? No, it's not automatic. Affiliate payments through Groove are all manual. So basically, when it's ready for you to pay out your affiliates, you need to log in to your PayPal account and manually pay them out. Yes, same for wire transfers. You log into your bank account and wire the money over to your affiliates. That's not an automatic process. We will have it at some point when the wallet comes out, but at this moment, it's all manual. Question: when I point my domains to Groove, set up the emails in GrooveMail, etc., like info@domain.com. Is there a way I can also set up email or different email as POP3 on the same domain, like name@domain.com in my Outlook? Can you please explain and show the process? Thank you. I love Groove. Gabriel, it's good to have you here. So in order to have a sender verified in GrooveMail, you need to have a way to receive email. So the first thing is when you connect a domain to Groove, the first thing you need to have is an email connected to that domain. So step 1, get a domain and connect it to Groove. Step 2, create an email inbox, okay, for an email on that domain, which means info@yourdomain.com or gabriel@yourdomain.com or something like that. You need to create first an email for that. You mentioned Outlook, so Outlook can handle that. You just need to add an email inbox to the domain. If you did that, then you can actually set up your email sender and things like that. That's the procedure that needs to be done. First domain, second inbox, then the third email sender with that email. Okay, tone therapy. Hello, David. When promoting Groove, which link in the promotion link can work better for cold audience? For cold audience, I don't know. It needs testing. Everything in marketing needs testing, depending on what and how you're approaching the promotion. The first thing that I would do if I would be reaching out to cold audiences, like for example, just to run Facebook ads, is me creating a campaign where I'm also offering bonuses for signing up for a free membership. So let's just say that my audience is chiropractors. How can I help chiropractors that may need Groove? So I would create probably a template for GroovePages, and I would create an email sequence for outreach, or I would create something that would be related to that audience that I want to target. Okay, even though a chiropractor does not know who I am and does not know that Groove exists, with this one, I can catch their attention because I could say, get access to free website templates and a free website by clicking on the button below or something like that. Now I caught the attention of the user. So I would create a landing page where I explain that once you sign up to Groove, this is where I can transfer over the templates, and then you will be getting the actual email sequence or whatnot. This is the best way that works. So you communicating directly with the audience you want to target. If you let just passively just want to promote Groove with one of the links, testing needs to be done. I do not know which one works best, and if you ask our marketing manager, they will not know. If you ask our ads managers, they would probably know, but they would not be able to recommend it to everybody. But because the audiences may be different. So again, tone therapy, if you're doing anything related to sound, or you want to promote Groove for your audience that has some music or sound or something related to that niche or audience, think about how you could get them to sign up. Then it doesn't matter which link you use. It matters that you actually help them achieve a certain goal, to have their website, to have a funnel, to have emails, marketing, business or campaign setup and things like that. Then that's the main offer. Groove will be something that kind of helps them achieve this. Is there a way to show the links to our blog posts in our Groove pages? I want the latest few articles to auto-populate there. Drew, I believe you asked me that last time, and the answer is not yet. This will be something that we will have. It's a Groove blog element within Groove pages where you can select 2, 3, 4, 5 articles to populate and just kind of be pulled in whenever you publish something new. We'll do an element where you can select the newest articles, or popular articles, or articles from a specific category, or articles with a specific keyword and things like that. That's something we have planned. It's not available yet. It will be next year's project, most probably. Can I create subdomains in free membership too? I believe you can. And actually, let's check that together. I know that with a free account, you need to use a custom domain. It's not possible to connect free subdomains, free GroovePages subdomains anymore. Let's just see, where is my, here we go. Alrighty, so I'm on my free account in here, and once you add a domain, I believe the same thing applies. You can create subdomains as well. So creating subdomains is as easy as I showed it earlier in the video. You can just go into your account, domains, custom domains, and then you'll see these apps. And then depending on which app you want to create a subdomain for, you click on it, and then just this plus icon, create a subdomain for a specific purpose. That would be all for that question. Let's just move on to the next one. Hey man, how are you doing? Thank you very much, Dwight. I'm doing well. A few weeks ago, you mentioned someone was working on themes for GrooveKart and they were coming out soon. Is that still the case? Yes, actually, I gave an update earlier today. Themes and subscription and installments are coming out in GrooveKart real soon. The themes will allow setting up a heading and setting up so different headings, setting up the font, setting up the colors, and setting up kind of the major overview of the design aspect of your store. And then it's much easier to later on build on top of that. You don't need to go into each page and set up all of the design elements from the beginning. that's being worked on. Sebastian is saying, thanks, man. The dev team rocks. Thank you very much. I'll bring that over to them. Bill has a question again for Encharge. Bill, I actually answered your question earlier in the video. I went through all of the Facebook questions. Hopefully you saw my answer. Gilmar, question. I tried to set up a mega menu on a template. Unlock your full potential is the 7th row. I couldn't make mega menu for home and about. Just managed to set up for the first navigation bar, that is unlock your potential. Could you demonstrate how it works? I tried to set up a mega menu on template. Unlock your full potential. It is in the 7th row. I couldn't make a mega menu for home and about. Just managed to set it up for the first navigation. Gilmar, I will not be looking into this one. I do not understand the question. If you could please create a short video on this issue. What is the actual problem? What you tried so far, and please reach out to our support team. They would be able to look into it for you and look into the actual issue. If there's a bug, then we would probably want to fix that. So I would appreciate if you could just reach out to the support with a short video. Question: when I point my domain to Groove, set up emails in GrooveMail, etc., is there a way you can also set up? I believe I answered that already. That was Gilmore over here. Gilmore, that same answer. Unfortunately, I'm not able to answer that right now because I do not understand the issue fully. So please just reach out to support with a short video. If I set up my digital service business, how do I deliver the finished product? How do I communicate with my clients? Well, through email. You could do that through email, through a messaging app like Slack or Skype or something like that. So when you're working with digital services, let's just say that you do, I don't know, logo design. So how I would go about it is when somebody comes to your page, somebody purchases maybe through your page, or somebody fills out the contact form to kind of inquire about your services. This way you ask for their details. So you ask for their name, you ask for their email, and then you can communicate through that email. You could also ask them to jump on to Skype or to Slack or whatever messaging you want, WhatsApp or Telegram or whatnot. Most businesses actually do it through email though, so you may want to do that as well. Any news about GrooveSell payment service? That's going to be coming out with the wallet. That's going to be probably early next year. Is it still possible to use Zapier integration for? Okay, there is a continuation of this. Is it possible to use Zapier integration for GroovePages contact forms? The new form submission trigger is missing. GrooveMail trigger doesn't seem to do the same thing. So there is a legacy Zapier setup for GroovePages, and there is a new setup for Zapier in GroovePages. Let me just show you. When you go to Zapier, just going to log in very quickly. Give me just a moment. When you are in Zapier, there you have the option to decide what type of trigger you want. And if you type in Groove, all right. So Groove, you can have new GroovePages legacy opt-in or new GroovePages opt-in. You cannot see it. Let me just, okay, move away. So not sure if you can see it, but there is the bottom one is new GroovePages opt-in, and then here new GroovePages legacy opt-in. So the legacy opt-in is when you set up an integration through the integrations tab inside GroovePages. Okay, and that's something that's I'm not sure if this is going to be removed, but I do hope it will, because it just confuses people. But still, some people have it connected, so we don't want to remove it yet. Okay, so when you are in GroovePages, you go into integrations and you can set up a Zapier over here. This, if you do this, this is considered as a legacy Zapier setup. Okay, in this case, you can come over here to your form and set up an integration with a Zapier and then click update. Then you go into your form, you test out the form, and then you need to use this legacy opt-in. Okay, then it will find the actual information that was sent, and then you can select the different information, or you can select a different event that was triggered when you sent the form over. This is how it will look like. Test trigger, and then it's going to understand and pull in the information that you sent through the form. Okay, now this is the legacy opt-in when you create an integration through Groove. If you are using the new if you are using the new GroovePages opt-in, which is here, in this case you don't need to create an integration. You just need to log in. Okay, and then here you can see the differences. It offers you the sites that you have. It's basically directly integrated with Groove. So you select the site, you select the page where you have a form. Let's just see what's the okay, so that's the different site. My site name is funnel cloning. Okay, and the page I have this form on is the page 1. So I'm just going to select page 1. Here we go, and continue. And this is now we create a new opt-in for your account and test your trigger. Okay, so we now need to actually disconnect this. We need to probably disconnect this somehow. There we go. Most probably this way. So we needed to disconnect the form because it was already connected to a previous setup I showed you earlier. So once you don't have it connected to anything, you will be able to see here. You can test the trigger, and then it's going to find the information that you sent. Okay, here you go. Test data, and then you're good to go. So these are the two different ways to use Zapier. The second one is easier because you don't need to do any kind of integration from here. You put a form on your GroovePages site, you go to Zapier, and you handle everything from there. So that's about it with Zapier. Hopefully that helps you understand how to work with it. All right. Okay, that's basically it. I have gone through the questions. Okay, can you tell me how to make the CTA button in GrooveVideo and how to put it on page? CTA button on GrooveVideo is something that you do within GrooveVideo. Let me just show you here. You log into your account, you go to GrooveVideo, you select the video that you want to work with inside the library. Let me just see this. Edit, and then you go into the video elements, and here you can choose text overlay with CTA. Okay, you add on a text overlay at the 2-minute mark until the the 3-minute mark. Okay, you set up the text register to our webinar. Type in the button text register now, and then you set up where to redirect. HTTPS :// groove.cm. Okay, you click done, and then you're good to go. So this means that now I have the text overlay with CTA. You can see the actual if you have multiple calls to action, then you can see them here. You can immediately see them when you actually play the video. Let's see, at the minute mark 1, we see this over here. And then at the minute mark 2, we will see this one over here, register to our webinar. Now, the thing is that this scroll bar comes in the view. So if I hide the controls, I'm going to be able to not have any kind of issues with seeing the call to actions, but in this case I'm not able to kind of scroll through. So let's just see how it looks like without the without this scroll bar. In a couple of seconds we should see the actual take the survey right now call to action. All right, I'm going to just look into the questions over here until this comes up. So what you do is you select your domain, you select your location, would you like a root domain or a subdomain, and then you can just call the folder. Okay. All right, come on, here we go. So take the survey right now. You can see there is no scroll bar, nothing is coming into the way. So this is how it looks like. Take the survey, will redirect to users. So the next text with overlay with CTA is going to show up in the next minute, and you can edit them or delete them from here. We will have more options to manage them and to change the look, to change the buttons, to the colors and things like that, to maybe put them in the middle of the screen and things like that. So that's coming soon. For the moment, this is how it works. All right, let me just go over and answer the new questions that came in. All right. Okie dokie. Instead of writing new course content, will there ever be an ability to upload and host courses including Scorm and XAPI? I don't know what that XAPI is. If so, what's the ETA? I don't have an ETA. That's something that we can consider. Just add it into the feature request portal, and then we'll see if users are interested in having this. A lot of users don't even know what Scorm is, so that can affect it as well. But yeah, definitely add it into the feature request portal. I do not have an ETA, and I do not know if our GrooveMember team already talked about this or not, but it could be useful for sure. I made it. I can't seem to get it downloaded. Not sure what this is related or who this is. If you guys are watching this live and I clicked on your comment and you're not, and I cannot see your name, I would appreciate if you head over to streamyard.com/Facebook. That would allow me to see who you are. So when you have follow-up comments or questions onto your previous questions, I would not be lost. I would be able to answer your questions because I would know who you are. So if you could do this for me, that would be great. If you're watching on Facebook, there should be a link somewhere around the video which you can easily click, and then just when you approve Facebook, I would be able to see who you are when you're commenting. How can I use Groove Forms in a preset page from the templates? You would need to bring in a GrooveMail element and redesign it. So we don't have a one-click option that will convert the form. At this moment, these are two different elements, and you would need to just recreate the GrooveMail form element to look like the one on the template. In this video, just earlier today, I recreated a template on a pop-up, so you can maybe follow that one and learn from that step by step. Basically, you modify the input fields, you modify the buttons, and maybe the labels above the input fields, and then you're good to go. So it's very simple process. You just need to kind of play with it a bit, and you can then delete the previous form that is in there. I explained there that we will have a way to do GrooveMail as an integration already to existing forms. That's going to be available as well. When I was using Infusionsoft, I could create a campaign connected to Facebook retargeting where I would remove someone to a retargeting campaign based on behavior. How can we do it in Groove? You cannot do that right now. You wouldn't be able to do that. We are not there yet. We'll have different tags and different behavioral triggers at a later point. We're just not there yet. Do we have any way of transferring funnels from other funnel builders? You would need to recreate it at this moment. All right. I asked about the CTA button. I made it, but the button doesn't save. I can't figure out how to download it. Janet, what would you download? I made it, but it doesn't save, and I can't figure out how to download it. Let's just see. I created this video on here. So if I go over and get video, maybe on a video hosted page, let's just have a look. I disabled the autoplay, so I'm just trying to maybe increase the speed of the video just to see how it works. It should be still playing, even though it is played. The video you cannot download in order to have the video have the call to action. Oh yeah, you cannot do that, Janet. So the GrooveVideo is a player. So the functionality of the button and the functionality of the form and the other elements are showing up within the player. So the player is the one that is handling the buttons and the different elements popping up. It's not the video file itself. We wouldn't be able to do that. That's not the technology that exists today that can actually bake in these functionalities into the video itself, so you can maybe upload it to YouTube and then have the same functionality. So that's not something that you can do. That's not a limitation of Groove. That's just a limitation of every platform in the world. Videos are not meant to be clickable with different redirect functionalities. So with GrooveVideo, what you could do is embed it on pages. You can have a video hosting page, as I showed you earlier. So this is a video hosting page, basically a link. You get the video player with the title and the name who created it. And you can also head over to your GroovePages site. Let's just go into GroovePages. And maybe in this site, you can add an element, which is a video player. Okay. You add an element, and then here you can select the GrooveVideo. Okay, so you click configure, you choose GrooveVideo, then you select the actual video that you want. I do not remember which one that was. Groove blog deployment. Let's see. Groove blog deployment. Hopefully that's the one. Update. And then there we go. So we now have embedded the video on the page itself with the GrooveVideo player. So whenever somebody plays it from here, they are going to see those call to action buttons. It's not something that we bake into the video. We still need the player to achieve those functionalities. So there's three ways, basically. Getting a video embedded, if you're using a WordPress or other page builders, you can embed using code, so the video will show up on that place. You could create a video hosted page where you basically have the video play and just show a title below, or inside GroovePages, use a video player element and then configure it, and then it will have these functionalities. Hopefully that helps. Okie dokie. Any other questions? Let me just see if I missed something. That's what I was trying to do to make Facebook. I do not what this means. Anyway, Janet, that's what you can do right now. If you're looking for something else, that's not probably going to be possible. You cannot export it and maybe upload it to Facebook. That's not how it works, unfortunately. You could, however, use a video hosted page and send people there. Then that's going to work. All right, so it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. I think I'm going to be wrapping up for today. All right, yeah. So the questions are starting to repeat. Dinah has a question about GrooveMember. I already mentioned that, Dinah. This was one of the first things. So I'm going to wrap up the video. You can just watch the first couple of minutes of the video. This is where I mentioned it in detail. So hopefully then you are going to get your answer. So thank you very much, everybody. This was Groove Lemonade number 59. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I got your questions answered. If you have any questions in the meantime, please reach out to our support team if the question is more technical or something that you don't understand. If it is more like a suggestion type of question, then reach out to our Facebook community. It would be able to point you in the right direction much faster. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. See you next Tuesday again on the same place, same time, noon Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, until then, I wish you a pleasant rest of the day and also a beautiful weekend. Until next time.